Hello, it is Sunday, September 15th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Sunday crossword today, which means we're going to be solving a big jumbo Sunday grid with a theme and a title, for that matter, one for the books. So maybe a literary theme. We'll have to find out momentarily. And this potentially literary edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Dre, Casey Brandt, and as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster, the incorrigible Shaler Beeler, and the indefinable Charlie Patchett. Thank you so much to the five of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do, of course, keep this channel going. They make it a sustainable part of my daily work, and for that, I'm very grateful. Thank you to those five, and to everybody who supports the channel at any level through the Patreon campaign. If you'd like to join them, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link. You'll find there the bonus videos available to patrons, and for benefactors like those five, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Thank you so much to everybody who supports the channel in that way. Thanks as well if you subscribe on YouTube, which is a help also, and you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server by clicking the description field link to that. It's a nice, friendly chat community. Also, do consider liking the videos, commenting, and so on. All right, let's get on to today's crossword by Amy Lucido, who's constructed, I think, around a dozen puzzles for the New York Times. It was edited once again by Joel Faliano. It's a Sunday crossword entitled One for the Books, and that will be related to the theme. Let's find out how. Let's start solving. Here's looking at you, kid, or you can't handle the truth, famously. I mean, these are lines, these are sort of famous film lines. I'm not sure what we're looking for there. Back issues. It could, the thing is, it was obviously your first thought is you think, well, I don't know, actually, maybe this wasn't your first thought. My first thought was old issues of a magazine or a newspaper, something like that. But it could be issues you're having with your back anatomically, physically. I don't know, sort of aches and pains or cramps or something. Okay, determination. Determination in 5 letters. Drive, maybe? We'll try it and see if it works. Here's looking at you, kid, or you can't handle the truth, famously. Don't know. Jim, who sang Time in a Bottle. Oh, I don't know this song, but with that R there, Jim, I actually don't even know how to pronounce his name. Jim Croce, maybe? I hope that's right. Apologies if not to any fans of this singer. 2017 film about Wolverine. Oh, it's his name, Logan. Yes, there we go. That was that one. I to Einstein. Well, Einstein was German, so ich would be I in the German language. Oh, right. Okay, so here's looking at you, kid, and you can handle the truth, famously. Were those ad-libs? That's really interesting. It says famously. I don't think I knew that. But that's pretty interesting. Okay. So they were improvised on set, I guess. Back issues are okay, aches. Yeah, okay, good. So that is working out. And then what's this? Record book ? Oh, high score something? High don't know. But that's not really a book. You don't really have high scores in a book usually. Caption under the first half of a makeup ad. It could be before and after. Okay, so it's not high score. High record book. I don't know. What about this? Oh, marked with a tag, maybe. If something's marked with a tag, it might be indicating that it's on sale in a store. Covered by one's network. You're in or on something. You're in a network. You're on it. Oh, High Fidelity. Oh, yes. It's a novel by, is it Nick Hornby? It's a novel on which the film High Fidelity was based. And it's about, it involves characters who work at a record store and they're very into music and records. So, okay, so there we go. So I think what we're looking for, okay, so it is going to be a literary theme. So we're going to be, I guess, putting names of novels into the grid with sort of punny clues. Okay, so there we go. That would have actually been my first guess about what this theme was going to be, something like that. Rare punt return outcomes for short. I do not know that. Touchdowns? I don't know. I mean, I assume that this is an NFL related clue. And that is a thing that I know exists, are touchdowns. Let's see. Scintilla. Traces, you could say not the slightest scintilla, not the slightest trace. And then the plural of that would be scintilla with an E. Mix as butter and sugar. Oh, maybe not. Knead? Mix as butter and sugar. Churn? No. Okay, it feels like I have something wrong here. Bailey of 2023 is The Little Mermaid. I don't know. I mean, purely based on the fill, it could be Hallie. I don't know. Less frog. Maybe this is right actually, because that is a name at least. And then less friendly could be icier. So maybe these crosses are okay. Bumped into. You met someone. You bumped into them. Yeah. Liberal arts major. Abbreviation. Psychology probably. PSY. Jane Goodall famously studied chimps. So there we go. Okay, and then mix as butter and sugar. Oh, yes, you cream the sugar. That's what that is. Okay. So that is actually correct. I'm surprised, but it worked out. So here we have spell book. So a book about magic, presumably, or spelling, I guess, but probably not. Merlin something? I don't know. Oops. Natural barrier, a reef maybe? This could actually be quite a few different things. I don't know. It's opposite Oman on the Gulf of Oman. Iran, probably. It's embarrassing that I can't be completely certain about that immediately, but I think that's right. Goofs up, makes a mistake. Pack and play and stroller for a traveling parent. Their gear, the sort of stuff that they carry around for their child. It might be something else. But that would allow natural barrier to be a reef, which was my first thought. So what's this? Spell book. I don't know what that is. Sorry. Okay. Oh, Fawcett, who played one of Charlie's Angels. I actually don't know if I knew that, but Farrah Fawcett. I've never seen the original Charlie's Angels or the modern films, but that must be the case. Okay. So this does look like gear, doesn't it? And then what is this? This doesn't look right. I don't think this is right. The crosses seemed good. Maybe reef is wrong? What about this? Composted material. What would you call that? Composted material. Food scraps. Or maybe just food scrap? Food something? I mean, you compost food scraps. There must be a better term for this. Stays with someone. Don't know. Ain't happening. Know how, maybe? No way, no how. Platform for Mega Man, for short. Must be the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. Because Mega Man is a sort of classic video game series. Okay, skip over as a sound. To elide it, if you kind of don't fully pronounce a particular sound or letter in a word, you elide it. Turn in some board games, a roll of the dice is pretty common. Gradual buildup is a slow something. So this looks like Ohio. Yes, home to Cedar Point, Ohio. I think that's an amusement park. It could be something else as well, but I think that's what that is. So stays with, rooms with someone. Oh no, wait, it's Merriam-Webster. It is spelling. It wasn't magic. Okay, they're not just novels. I saw High Fidelity and I thought, well, it'll be fiction, but no, it's not necessarily. They're books of any kind. So this is a reference book, a dictionary, Merriam-Webster's Dictionary of the English Language. All right, well, there we go. Good. Well, I'm glad that worked out, and my crosses turned out to be correct. So gradual buildup is a slow burn. You might describe a story as a gradual buildup, a slow burn. FAQ, consulters, users, frequently asked questions is what that stands for, of course. And so people using a website or a product might consult an FAQ. Column in a hockey box score. Oh, assists, maybe? That's a pretty common statistic in many sports. So that's probably right. Food waste, that's what I was looking for. For some reason, that didn't come to mind. Food waste, yes, that is obviously what you put in your compost bin. All right, suddenly stopped texting. You ghosted someone, you just stopped communicating with them. Like monastery life, it's cloistered, it's austere. Yeah, austere fits. So a kind of bare bones existence. Takes the helm. If one takes the helm, one literally steers a ship. To butter someone up is to gas them up, to sort of flatter them and mislead them, arguably. Humble dwelling would be a hut. Sugar ending O's like sucrose or fructose that indicates sugars. So to walk with confidence is to stride. Instrument with as many as 21 strings. A sitar is a many-stringed instrument. And thrown out, trashed or tossed. Yeah, you could say I've tossed it. I've thrown it out. This looks like nations. Green book, something of nations. The Wealth of Nations, the Adam Smith. Yeah, that's probably right. So the Wealth of Nations was a seminal work by Adam Smith that sort of is the basis of a lot of modern economic theory. So there we go. And green dealing with money, dollars, green. All right, good. So that was nice to get a big long one early. Pinball game ender. Tilt? Yeah, if you sort of tilt the pinball table, it often will end your game. Bops in two senses. Hits. Oh, right, okay. Because to bop someone is to sort of hit them, but also a bop could refer to a catchy song. Maybe it's a hit song. All right, so that's good. And then nail salon extensions. Nail salon extensions. I mean, I assume this means, false nails, but what is it? Tips? I actually don't know. I'm overwhelmed by all this. It's too much, or I can't even, or something. I don't know. Tease, to rib or mock someone. I don't know. Bad person to confide in. A spy? Conductor's announcement. Last stop of a train. The conductor of a train, yes. So that might be spy. Most of Van Gogh's The Starry Night is depicting the sky. Tease, joke at, joke with, joke. A jokester could be a tease. I don't know. Although actually that doesn't look very good, does it? Maybe that's not it. Poke fun. Yeah, so it is going to be tips or tops, presumably. Tips, I would think. So if you tease someone, you poke fun at them. And then I'm overwhelmed by all this. It is tips. So it's a lot, maybe you could say. That's a sort of common phrase, although this doesn't look very good. Mother of Perseus. Oh, maybe this is right, actually, then. I'm not sure offhand, actually. What about this? John, who married Pocahontas, John Rolfe. It's sort of North American history there. Chapter of history, an era of history, speaking of history. And then occasional disruptor of activity at Sicily's Vincenzo Bellini Airport would be Mount Etna, the volcano. All right, credit card lore might be a bonus or a sign-up offer or no fees. There we go. That'll be it. Not no fees. There we go. So yeah, this is Dine. I don't actually know how this would be pronounced, but I assume this is going to be an I or an A. In a flow state. You're there. You're in a flow state. It seems a bit vague. In a flow. Oh, but it's a question mark. There's a pun. So you're in a flow state. You're flowing. You're in a flow state. I don't know what that's getting at. Sorry. Here's another book. Yearbook. Oh, 1984. Yes, there we go. Which is, of course, the year in which the book is set, and I guess more than one film are based on it. Anyway, so what's this? In a flow state. Teary? Like tears are flowing? I don't know. I don't know what this is. Log book. Oh, something tree. The Giving Tree? That's a book, isn't it? I think I read that when I was young. Yeah. I think that's right. It's a children's book, right? Is it the one where the tree gives the child its apple and its branch and its bark and everything. It sort of withers itself away for the sake of this child. So in a flow, so maybe it is teary. Boy, I'm not completely certain about this one. I might leave this blank just to remind myself that I'm not sure. So at the very end, I can try a few letters if need be. Hallowell of the Spice Girls. You do know that there is a Jerry Hallowell in the Spice Girls. So there we go. Okay, sorts of a natural gel. I think it may well be the official medicinal plant of the New York Times crossword, the aloe. So there it is, never gone for long. This looks like Godiva, and it is, big name in chocolate. Godiva is indeed a brand of that. Wrapper blank baby. I mean, it looks like Lil Baby to me, so I think that's probably right. Kunis of Black Swan. Oh, that's the Darren Aronofsky film. That's Mila Kunis. And some poles are anodes. So this is sort of electrical magnetic kind of terminology. I don't think I could explain this to you necessarily, but not because, by that I mean because I don't think I understand it sufficiently to explain. But I think it's like anodes like you might find on an electrical device, and that deals with polarity in some way. I guess you could have a positive and negative anode, so I guess that's the polarity in question. Okay, that makes sense. All right, anyway, picked a card. You drew a card. A Tyrannosaurus rex's was nearly 17 inches long. Oh, egg. Oh, right. Okay. Interesting. Wow. That's terrifying. Hold your horses. Whoa, you might say, to call to a horse to slow or stop. Sticky substance is goo. Many a critic's year-end list. Top 10 films of the year, top 10 books of the year. Maybe books given this crosswords theme. Where the chair of St. Peter sits in St. Peter's Basilica in the apse, which I would say is indeed the official element of church architecture of the New York Times crossword, the official religious architectural component of the New York Times crossword. Anyway, if one addresses someone impudently, one addresses impudently. Scorns, no, the C wouldn't really fit here. Curtain adornment, a tassel. You might have tassels on your curtains as decoration. Bad mouth, to slam, or to, I don't know. Writer Zhang, Erica Zhang, fear of flying, is that right? There's another literary clue, but not one related to today's theme. Like a dryer trap, linty, it's full of lint. Diagnostic tool in brief, an MRI, magnetic resonance imagery is a diagnostic tool in medicine. And to badmouth is to smear someone, is to badmouth them. There we go. So to cheat, so to speak. So it doesn't mean literally cheat. It's cheating in a sense. To stray from your partner in a relationship could be to cheat. There we go. That's what it is. Okay. What takes this puzzle out with a bang? TNT, I guess? Oh, I see. Yes. I was thinking, why this puzzle? Because it's the last clue and answer in the puzzle. So it takes the puzzle out. That's pretty good. It's a nice little self-referential clue. To pass a law is to enact it. Addresses impudently is, if you sass someone, you're being impudent to them. Okay, this is going to be Frankenstein. Yes, scrapbook Frankenstein, presumably because Frankenstein's monster was constructed by Frankenstein with, I don't know, sort of scraps of human cadavers and things. I don't know if that's actually true, though, is it? In the actual novel? It's always how he's depicted in the... I don't know, I've never actually read it. I remember trying to read Frankenstein when I was young, and I think it's an epistolary novel. I think it's all told through letters, and I remember finding that, just at that age, it was just a young age, and I remember finding that sort of alienating and strange. So I wasn't able to finish reading the book. I should probably go back and read it someday. Anyway, title for Sanders, abbreviation. Oh, Senator Bernie Sanders in the United States. Okay. And then makes blank, erases. If you make a form blank, you erase it, I guess, something like that. Approaches, if you near someone, you approach them. Hudson of the Ghostbusters movie. So Ernie Hudson was one of the Ghostbusters in Ghostbusters. And listings on a Japanese menu, maybe. Sakes. You might have a sake list, list of different bottles. Late night host who once wrote for The Simpsons. Conan O'Brien famously was a writer for The Simpsons in his earlier career. And a word in many greeting card categories. For sort of for you, for mom, for dad, that kind of thing, maybe. Climbs, yes. If a figure climbs, it rises. And so there we go. And then slugger's stat is RBI, which is I think runs batted in. I hope that's right. That's one of those things I've essentially learned from the crossword, but a baseball-related statistic there. Film character who becomes trapped in a dentist's office. Right. When I saw N and then three letters and then started reading the clue, film character, my first thought was Nemo from Finding Nemo, but that immediately was dispelled. At least I don't remember that being relevant. Do fish even have teeth? Not, well, I mean, maybe in Pixar movies, but still probably not. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe I'll recognize it when I see it, but I can't think now. Decorative pitcher. A ewer is a piece of, I don't know, earthenware maybe that is decorative, a sort of pitcher. Lambs' moms are ewes. There we go. Very similar word. Female sheep. Okay, well, it's not disproving Nemo, but I still don't think it's the answer. Maybe it is. I don't know. See red is to get angry. To see red. To be... No. Sebastian the Blank, University of Miami mascot. I have no idea. Manner of walking. A gait. A glowing remnant is an ember from a fire. Pilgrim's destination, maybe the end? That doesn't seem right. Not Mecca. Could be a different site of a pilgrimage, but I can't think what it is offhand. What about this? Oh, right, it's Sebastian. Sebastian the... I don't have any idea what that is. Okay. Member of the original SNL cast, Gilda Radner, maybe? Boy, I'm amazed that I jumped straight to that. If it's indeed the answer, it might not be, but let's look at the crosses. Requiring. If you're requiring something, you're in need of it. Oh, no. Yeah, okay, no, that works. Good. I had a strange moment there where as I was typing it, I thought it was going to be one letter too short, but then it turned out to be right. So, okay, I don't know what that was about. Bad buy, a lemon, something that, they often apply that to cars. It just, already it's terrible right off the lot. Crew meet. Not sure. Rehearsal or something? I'm not sure what we're looking for there. Stockpiled, amassed, stockpiled items, belongings. Always product. Does it mean always the brand name? Four Corners native Ute. So Utah is one of the four corners, one of the states that meets the four states that meet in a perfect kind of intersection, kind of square cross. And the Utes would be from that region. Organization that administers the GRE. Ooh, I don't know. I have no idea. So some kind of test-giving organization. Crew meet. Here we have get ready to skate and lace up to lace up your skates. And then always product is what? Oh, a pad. Yes. Okay. Right. Yes. So, pads, tampons, etc. So that, and I thought that was probably going to be the always brand that this was, but I wasn't sure. But there we go. All right. Crew meet. Oh, a regatta. Okay. So boat race. So that kind of crew. Okay, good. I was thinking, oh, no, actually, no, I guess this is what I was thinking. I was thinking crew like rowers, but that probably is what this is. Those are probably called regattas as well. Okay, not just sailing. So organization that administers the GREs, ETS is something, testing service maybe. And then potluck dish is a casserole probably. You bring a big casserole to a potluck meal where everyone brings a dish. Rule book is... a game. Oh, it's a Game of Thrones. It's that fantasy novel in which the series is based. So there we go. Okay. So that must be right. And then what was the clue? Yeah, rule book, a game. Yeah, game and rules. Okay, the Bayhive and the Swifties for 2. Those are fandoms. Those are the terms that fans of Beyonce and Taylor Swift give themselves. And then here we have see red. Seethe is just to be angry. There we go. That is correct. And I wasn't on the right track, but it ended up getting it eventually. Spot for a wine glass charm. I'm not sure what that's getting at. Does it mean like a charm you might wear on a charm bracelet shaped like a wine glass? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's what that is. Film character. Maybe it is Nemo. Is it? Nero? Who would that be? I guess it must be Nemo. What on earth? I guess some fish do have teeth. Because sharks are fish, aren't they? That must be what this is. I don't remember that at all. Maybe it's one of the ones I haven't seen. I'm not sure how many films there are in that series. Spot for a wine glass charm. Item? Stem. Stem of a wine glass? I don't understand what this means. I think it must be the answer, but I don't get it. The Great Pope. St. Leo the Great Pope. Okay, so chugging a bottle of hot sauce, perhaps. You might do it on a dare. That'll be it. Yep, okay. Kristen Blank, first woman to win 6 gold medals at a single Olympic Games. Wow. I'm not sure, unfortunately. Give an address is to orate, to speak. Onward is go forth, go onward, of course. There we go. And then Otto, so Kristen Otto. All right. Maybe she should step it up and get 8 to match her last name. Anyway, dismissive cry is fe. All right. And we're almost there. Sebastian the Ibis, it must be. Okay, that didn't occur to me at all before, but now it's in. Pilgrim's destination maybe is a shrine. Right, okay. I was trying to think of specific places in the world, but no, in general, you might make a pilgrimage to a shrine. There we go. Okay. Perfunctory is pro forma, kind of just the default thing, kind of normal expected thing. Lyre plucking muse is Erato, who I don't know if she comes up often enough to be the official muse of the New York Times crossword, but if we had to declare one, it would absolutely be her. It wouldn't even be close. Okay, musical finales are codas. That's a way that a piece of music can end in a coda. Sat on the kitchen counter, perhaps. I'm not sure what that is, sorry. Ultima alternative. Oh, is this Toyota, maybe? Toyota Ultima? That sounds right. Toyota Sonora? I'm not actually sure. Would that work with this? Sat on the kitchen counter. I mean, it probably ends with ED at least. Talent finder. I'm not sure about that either. High degree, the nth degree is a common way to refer to a high degree plant, also known as coffee weed. Oh, chicory, because it's used to create kind of imitation coffee as well. Nebulizer's output. So a nebulizer turns liquid into steam, I guess, sort of miniature droplets. Nebulizer's output. Oh, aerosol. Yes. Okay, so I guess it aerosolizes the liquid. Okay, so there we go. And then group of conferences for short, the NCAA, the National Collegiate Athletics Administration, probably, which regulates university-level sports in the U.S. And then sat on the kitchen counter, perhaps, is thawed. Right. Okay, you might put something frozen on the kitchen counter to thaw it. That's what it is. No, it's not. It wasn't Toyota. It was a Nissan Altima, and it's a Nissan Sentra. So, okay, these are 2 models of Nissan. I think they both are. Covered by one's network is in area, right? Okay, so you might, I don't know, have a phone provider or something, I guess, that's in your area. Anyway. Apt name for a gardener. Oh, herb, right. Okay, because you might grow them as well. Waste product is a belt. There we go, something that goes around your waist, and the question mark there indicates a bit of a pun. Because you obviously think of waste in the sense of food waste, but it's not spelled that way, and there's a question mark. Creature whose mating habits are scientific mystery eels. Yes, I read a long article last year about how completely mysterious eels are to us. It was absolutely fascinating. Anyway, cell service initials, LTE, which you see on your phone coverage thing sometimes. I don't remember what it stands for, but anyway, 4G LTE is some kind of thing, some kind of standard. Placed on a peg is teed, as in teed up, teed a ball. And then we had that one remaining. Oh, no, we had these left to fill as well. Lost at sea plea is SOS. We'll come back to that. The Clan of the Cave Bear heroine. I never actually read this. Delilah, maybe. Business that offers microdermabrasion. A spa, so Ayla. And then here's our last one. What do I think this is? In a flow state. I think it's probably teary, as in the tears are flowing. It was. All right, so that was the Sunday crossword. Actually, ultimately went a bit more quickly than a typical Sunday. I think these usually on video take me about 35 to 40 minutes, so this went a little bit more quickly. And it was one for the books. We had some nice collection of not just literary, but also references to, reference materials. So anyway, we had our record book, High Fidelity, our spell book, Merriam-Webster, our green book, The Wealth of Nations. I didn't realize, actually, as I was solving, that the clues were so rigorously labeled with adjective or noun plus book. Anyway, our green book is The Wealth of Nations. Our log book is The Giving Tree. Our yearbook is 1984. Our rule book is A Game of Thrones. And finally, our scrapbook is Frankenstein. Very good. And this is a very classic Sunday theme. You have to engage with it in order to solve. You have to solve these puns, and you'll notice that they're related to one another, but it's not ridiculously difficult, but it also takes advantage of the large Sunday grid. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 theme answers, which would be, it'd be very, very difficult to do this on a normal day. So we've taken advantage of the big Sunday grid to achieve it. Thanks for giving us this theme, Amy Lucido. And there we go. That was one for the books, a Sunday crossword. Let me know how you fared with this one. And I'll be back tomorrow for the much quicker, smaller, but still themed Monday crossword. So join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.